thebridge.in, which is a music teaching website. So I started off as a music educator recently after clearing my music exams, and I went through the process of understanding what it's like for students to approach music as a subject. For example, music is a language, and I got inspired by some language apps. For example, Duolingo. The UI that it has some very attractive features, but then it misses out on the part of actual education department. For example, if you learn a language, I got more from a YouTube video than from like half an hour of Duolingo training. So what I want to do is I want to bring in the interest of UI to keep people enhanced and active onto learning, as well as provide them the most valuable education possible. I also have a demo for some code which might be helpful to show what the app can look like or some parts of it, which I'll run in some time. So why is it called To The Bridge? Now, bridge is the section in music and songs. It's a lost section. You don't see the bridge section anymore nowadays. You just see the chorus. The song starts off with the chorus first. So bridge is like a lost art. So to the bridge, right? You're basically connecting from what you want to do to what you can do. If I want to talk about this thing, so the basic ideas. First of all, there's a let's start with the models first. So let's say there's a silver model. So that will have the basic application interface and everything else, and it is priced at a standard 10,000 or less per year. Now gold, this is where we give access to teachers. So for example, Snapchat has organized people into labor work, right? Household work, household chores. So in the same way, most musicians also they do teach as a part of their livelihood, and they have difficulty in connecting with the right students and the right schedule, the right kind of syllabi and so on and so forth. So this also aims to bridge the gap between them and provide them a proper organized livelihood. So now if I have to show you the revenue structure from each of these, for example, this is how much we're estimating per unit. So commissions on every class organized. For example, it might be a standard 75 rupees. If some teacher tries to become think like China and just lower the cost and go in bulk, it's going to be 75 rupees. So if you're going to charge 300, you're going to get 300 minus 75. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be just, we're going to look into the IDs, the credentials of these teachers, and then accordingly help them get their things. So now one more thing that comes in is, why would the teachers use this? For example, it's kind of, it feels a bit unfair to quote a price on your art form, so we do the dirty work for them so they don't have to justify their prices and argue about it with their potential customers. And why the customers stay loyal is because we give them the additional benefits in silver. For example, the app and the progress. So all these things are taken care of, and they'll basically have an entire ecosystem to work with. So for example, here, if I were to show you how the app works, so just give me a second. For example, let's say if I go to, let's say I go to intervals and I go to easy, for example. This is just a demo test of the app. Just a second. Right. So as we can see, these are a few music intervals. This has been entirely programmed on Python. Yeah, so we just heard a sound, right? So it's a particular interval. So this is just a basic demo. So now let's say I'm hearing something like a -6. I may be wrong. Okay, fine, that worked. So this is basically ranking your score, and I want it to be data-based. So I wanted to understand where the particular student is going wrong without necessarily the help of a teacher. So it'll score, it'll record everything, and it'll retrain you on that. And so some features like Duolingo, right? The UI is very interesting. There is sounds and everything. When you click on it, there's some what should I say? Some kind of a stimuli for you, right? So I want to make it interactive. I want to make it like animated, and I was looking forward to making the logo based off an idea that I'm going to make it to the bridge this way, and this quarter note that you see here, I'm going to make it look like something like a swan. Like if you invert it back, it looks like a swan, right? I wanted the swan to be a mascot because music is peace, so I wanted to represent that idea. Now I did speak to one of my local entrepreneurs who's done like 3 businesses. He told me that you should publish your MVP for free and get some 1,000 customers, and then he'll help me find investors, and otherwise I'm also looking for investments.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So for example, you can just have a look at this. So this is how we're going to go about the infrastructure of the program, and these are like our business model canvas value proposition. So we're also going to integrate with music vendors, sellers, luthiers, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be an entire integration of everybody involved. So you'd have to individually find out numbers. अरे मेरा गिटार खराब हो गया, मैं कहाँ पे जाऊँ? Strings नहीं है, कहाँ पे जाऊँ? किससे बनवाऊँ? So you can have everything in the same app. So yeah, that will be my pitch. Thank you. I'm
Perfect.
expecting
Fantastic. You are expecting a turnover of 105 crores in the first year.
Yes, if I can get the total market in Mumbai, but
Okay.
it's hypothetical.
So what does that supposed to mean? How many transactions and how many providers in this game?
So I would say that in the entirety of the city, there will be, for example, 11,000 people learning is what I'm estimating.
Okay, so here is your pen. Tell me on the board,
Yeah.
on the whiteboard, how many customers do you need for
Uh,
making that 105 crores?
I believe it's about 11,000.
11,000 customers at what?
Yeah, at different.
11,000 is one less zero. How many at what price? One less zero. Yeah. At what price?
So, for example, there is a certain amount of. Okay, so let's say if this is a pyramid like this, most of the people will go for silver. So this will be, I think, the maximum amount.
Yeah.
Then we have gold.
How
and-
much? How much? How much? Put the numbers.
Okay.
Silver is how much?
I'm estimating silver to be at least majority will be in silver. All of them will be
Okay.
silver. Gold
Okay.
will be probably like some, let's say 2,000, and then your diamond might be a bit like 1,000. Like this might be 2,000 or 3,000. Is what I'm estimating.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That is the clarity that you have already, and you are already building it up. This is the domain where you are further refining it on a daily basis. Fantastic. Great. How many providers do you need for making this numbers happen?
I would say I need at least 100 teachers.
100 teachers.
Please.
Okay. So you have your strategy ready with you, or you are working on that?
I'm working on it.
You need to just put your first foot on that. That's your first gear. Clear?
Yes.
Fantastic. Very good. Any questions, guys? Can you see the amount of clarity that he has right now? Right? And he is already working on it. Some of you missed the first presentation. It was Uday Pancholi, one of your guys. He has already done a turnover of 11,000 US dollars while being in the class right now. And he is targeting this 1 crore turnover, which I am confident that he will do it before Diwali. So I'm sure each one of you are building that clarity, and this is for inspiration to all of you. I have also requested, please be in touch, make a group where all of you are contributing what you are doing, where you need help, what support you need. Fantastic, Deepa. Thank you so much. Next person in, quickly. And this is for you to actually see what you can further refine. Supposed to be one who have a presentation.